sacude el acordeón, compadre. ¡Échale, Joey!
Hoy no mas, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. We're pretty coming in hot, man. We're coming in hot. Let me get this. Sorry, I'm over here messing with the screen over here. We were all small a while ago, man. We got everybody in the house. What's going on, Gigi? You're muted. You're muted. We can't hear you. You're muted.
Mm-mm.
I'm a professional podcaster, okay?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm gonna pretend. I'm gonna pretend
I
I
was
never
in the
even.
top 5 of best podcasts. Thank you very much. I'm constantly on mute. No, se me olvidó el café. I was running to go get my coffee because coffee and podcast just go together.
Yeah, man. Well,
You
welcome
that or
to we got the
alcohol?
beautiful Gigi out of San Antonio,
That's
Texas. We
all.
got Jennifer in the house, new host
Hey,
as well. Man, we got the beautiful Jessica Sachs, a new host as well. She got a badass cumbia, brand new single también, man. Everybody working hard, man. We got a lot of people in the house, man. We got a few comments in the house, man. Let me give a few shout outs for you guys, man. We got Jennifer Lynn in the house. We got La Doña Chingona is in the
Hi,
house.
Hi,
We
Doña.
we also got Chris Doms is in La Casa, man. If you need some t-shirts, merchandise, man, give him a buzz, all right? Need some graphic work, man. You got Marco Castro. Hopefully I said that right, man. Said woo woo. Then we got Vanika.
Vanika, that is my co-host of Let's Talk Worthy. Hey, girl.
Hey, man, we got people in La Casa, man. Hit that
And
like button, hit that
please,
share button, man.
Hendog, I'm sorry, Hendog, but I don't know these beautiful ladies. Jessica Sachs and Jen, please introduce me to them.
Go ahead,
Well,
Jeff. I'll let you go first.
well, these
Oh,
are our
well,
new
nice
hosts,
to
man.
meet you all. This is my first time co-hosting, so I'm happy to be here. But I am a performing musician, saxophone player, singer. Just released 2 singles with Chris Doms. Baila conmigo and
Congratulations.
dame tu amor. Yes, thank you.
Well, I'm Jennifer Enriquez. I am out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I am a podcaster for Let's Talk Worthy. And like I said, Vanika is my co-host. So that's it. I mean, I'm also a realtor out here.
Hi,
And
yeah.
yes,
So
and then
can you sell me a house?
I definitely can sell you a house. Look.
Dang.
No,
All
I
right.
don't have
That's
a
what
New
I'm talking
Mexico
about.
license, but I'm working on that New Mexico license. So
Hey, people want me to move to San Antonio, man. So I need a house in San Antonio or Airbnb or something like that.
okay, there you go. I can help you out there. Yeah. But
Yeah, man. We got a number one follower, number one listener, man. This guy tunes in to every show. Doesn't matter what he's doing or how late I'm on the show. This guy always tunes in. Big shout out to David Vela. He used to be a wide receiver for the Oakland Raiders back in 1975, 1980, way back in the days. Played with the Oakland Raiders back in the day. And he's a film star now. He says, hi, Hen Dog, Gigi, La Chicana Guerrero, Jen and Jessica. David Vela, Oakland is watching. He's always in the show.
what's
Saludos.
up?
He's one of our crew members as well. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we always got shows every single week, man. Monday through Thursday, man. You can catch every show at 8 o'clock, roughly right around 8 o'clock. But we're on the late bus today. But we got a
8-ish.
talented músico. This guy is talented, man. He's got a brand new cumbia called Muévele. And I love the cumbia. I like the whole video vibing, man. I love it, man. Especially when you're playing some pool. I want to bring in a good friend of mine. His name is Danny Noyola. Let's welcome in Danny. What's going on, Danny?
Daddy.
Hey, how y'all doing? Man, y'all look super great.
Go to you. We forgot our cowboy hat.
No,
I was gonna wear a Selena cap, but I talked to Chris earlier, the great Chris Dobbs. I'm name dropping now, right? And so Chris says, "No, wear that cowboy hat, man." I go, okay.
yeah, your signature.
Saludos a Chris. I see that he's on. Thanks for coming on, Chris. I know you came on for Jessica, but I'm glad that you're coming on here. And,
It's for you, Daddy. It's all for you.
Is LBJ somewhere around there?
yes,
Somewhere.
vamos que ahorita se fue. No sé si se fue para el café como tú. Coffee, or if I think he's going to set something up over here so that my wife and his wife Joanne and my wife Alma can see it on TV over there in the other room. But he'll be back momentarily. ¿Qué le querías decir, Gigi?
Saludos a LBJ.
Oh, ahí entro. No,
yo no agarro, yo no hago café, yo hago otra cosa.
What about light?
Oh
Pura
my
Bud
god.
Light.
So we'll see how
Oh
this
my
show
god.
goes.
No,
Progresses.
yo andaba, I was on a Bud Light break.
But like,
Oh my gosh, Danny, I got a few questions for you, man, and then I'm gonna let these beautiful ladies take over, right? Because I can do the whole show for them, but I got these beautiful ladies, man, and so I'm gonna ask you the first question, man. So what got you started into wanting to being a Tejano singer, or how did you get started? How did that all come about?
Well, I was one day in the shower and I was singing like most people sing in the shower. And my my wife, uh, at that time, many many years ago, she was hearing me sing in the shower, and she says, "Hey, you can sing a little bit." And I said, "Oh no, come on," because todos mis tíos, mi papá was a songwriter. Mi papá played the guitar.
Exactly.
Mis tíos y tías todos cantaban. And when we'd have family get-togethers, pachangas, I mean, they were so awesome that it was intimidating. So nosotros, the younger ones coming up, we would just kind of listen because we were in awe of their talent, of their talents, and then also, man, they told some great stories. They had everybody laughing and all that. So I just kind of sit and listen for many, many years, and here I'm already married, probably in my early 20s, and then finally my wife says, "Hey, get in there and try." So I love Nunca Jamás de Roberto Pulido, one of my all-time favorites. I think at that time was probably the only song that I knew from beginning to end. And so I made the got the courage and I got on there, and then they haven't stopped me since. But in between there, it's Henry. Um, I really went the route of education, and I was in education for 44 beautiful, blessed years. And then I haven't been really having anything to do with music professionally or artistically or anything like that until after I retired in uh, January the 31st of 2018. And I've been songwriting for about almost close to 5 years now.
wow.
Wow.
Wow, kudos to you.
Oh,
You're
thank you.
still following. You're still following that dream, and
Right.
that is amazing.
Well, I appreciate that, and I know that Gigi knows this, but well, Jessica knows this too because I was very fortunate that my brother Jesse Noyola has a real nice little neighborhood sports bar, and on Saturday nights from time to time, he would have live music. It's a small
Wow.
place, and so on this live music, we had the great Beto Ramon and Jackie Gomez, great singer. They're all Tejano roots Hall of Famers. And of course, Beto is the greatest songwriter of all time. And nobody has been at First and 10 Sports Bar more than those two. And so Chris Doms, or Chris Dominguez, Jackie is his mama. And so Chris would come in to help him with the sound, to help him with keyboard, to help him with whatever. And so we got to know Chris Doms like that. But the other person that also used to play there a lot was Hector Gutierrez Sr. And Hector Gutierrez Sr. currently is the musical director for Freddie Records. And he's also been like the musical director for Gary Hobbs for about 35, 40 years, and he's been with Mas, and he's been with
Wow.
David Lee Garza. I mean, these two guys are like super, super producers. And I always say in every show that I get invited to, they're musical geniuses. And for some reason, I was inspired to write this one song for my wife when we were novios in high school, 17 years old. And then
Wow.
here meeting these guys, and here in particular, I mean, specifically Hector Gutierrez, and he says, "Hey, Danny, I heard that you wrote a song and maybe you wanted to do something with it." I said, "Yeah, I wrote a song for Alan when we were. It was called the title is Tequiseo." And he said, "I think maybe I can help you with it." So sure enough, he does the arrangement, he produces it, does the tracks, And then before you know it, I'm at Freddie Records, the legendary recording studio there at Freddie, doing for Tequisa Yo, and later on we did 7 songs together.
Wow.
We just blessed. And
Wow.
Chris, if you're there, I'm gonna tell you one thing. The other super blessing is that Chris was also there at First and 10 Sports Bar, and we got to know each other. And then I asked him, "Hey, Chris, you think maybe you could help me with producing or arranging a song for me and all that?" And I was kind of asking for a little bit, and then finally, I send him this one, that's real kind of hot right now, Muévele. And he says, yeah. And so he came up with a beat and all that, and it's pretty much kind of like the way I sent it to him, but not with all that extra magic that Chris did. And so, Chris, if you don't mind me saying this, Chris, and I know Jessica knows this, is a 3-time American Grammy Award winner. And
Right.
check this out. He has he won this when he's like, I don't want to say it, but he's so young, he's like in his 20s.
21.
But when he was 21, 22, 23 years old, he won 3 American Grammys for Alicia Villarreal, Los Palominos, and La Mafia. Come on.
That's big.
Nice.
And all these guys are helping out this guy who at that time was about 69, 70 years old. Now a young 72. And so, I mean, how blessed can you be? You see, thank you, Chris, and you're still watching me go. I mean, if it wasn't for you and for, Hector getting me started and all that, but I always have to say that the inspiration has always been my wife.
Beautiful. I love
That's
seeing that
beautiful.
you're always
That's beautiful.
acknowledging her in all your posts, and it's beautiful.
Thank you, Jessica. And man, you can rock it, Eagle, and you got the right man there on your corner and doing all that great music. You guys are super. It's fantastic. The
Thank
sky's
you.
the limit for y'all. Y'all are tremendous.
Thank you. We gotta do like a medley with Muévelo. With your
Yeah,
song.
of course we can.
That'd
And
be fun.
bring in the saxophone.
Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready.
And hey, Chris, did you hear that? I'm down. Let's do it.
Did you see what he said earlier? He said no invite. We didn't invite him.
Yeah, he said no invite. Well, you said you just woke up from a nap, Chris. So how can I invite you if you're already going to wake up, bro? We would have been really late.
You didn't set the alarm clock.
I missed that. Who's napping?
Chris.
Oh, Chris. I can't. I haven't read what they're saying there.
Yeah, he said they're
Chris was
napping. He
napping?
said he was napping.
Saludos, Norma. Hi, Norma Salazar. She's
Oh, hi,
watching.
Norma.
We got Cash Castillo says hello to Jennifer. We got David Vela says hello to everyone.
Hey.
We got everybody in the house, man. We got a lot of people, man.
That's awesome.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody got some questions for Mr. Danny over there? Don't be shy.
I do, Mr. Danny. So, what drew you to Tejano music? Was it your upbringing? How did you know specifically that Tejano music was where you were going to end up at?
Well, when growing up in a very humble community aquí en Corpus Christi on the west side, el humilde barrio de Molina, my dad and the 3 oldest ones, and we're 4 brothers and 2 sisters, but the first 3, I was the 3rd one. We all went to pick cotton, believe it or not. Yes, I'm that old. Yes, cotton. We worked to try to help out, and so my grandfather started us when I was about 3, 4 years old, because we would live next door to my grandfather on a street called Rabbit Run. That used to be the old city limits there, and it was called Rabbit Run because era como monte, there's little rabbits going around there. But eventually, and today, it's a Greenwood Road. So a few years after that, I was maybe 4 or 5 years old. we got in our car, packed, and like not the Beverly Hillbillies, but the Noyola police. We moved on a little bit further west and kind of like out of the city limits to these new homes that they were building, but they were, like little boxes, like
Right.
a living room connected to the little kitchen. And then in the middle, if you walk in through the door, you would go straight to where the restroom is, the only one restroom. But over here on the side, you would have the master bedroom, the small bedroom where my parents, and then the one in the back was for six of us.
Sounds like
And
how I grew up.
the four boys, the four boys would be on the mattress on the floor, and,
Right.
and later as they got older, and all the sisters would be up on the top. So we started very humbly. It was a humble beginnings, and but little by little, education really opened the doors for all of us, and thank God, because our parents, even though they never reached a high school, uh, they just constantly, you have to get up, you have to go to school, you have to study, you have to do this and that, and of course we went to church, and we have that kind of early beginnings, and it just set us off in the right track, and we always were real hard work.
But gave you the
Mhm.
foundation.
Yeah,
The
for sure.
foundation.
That's awesome.
Oh, thank
It,
you.
it's awesome to grow up in a musical. I think it's a big part of the Mexican culture because I grew up similar with my family. Everybody played a guitar, and except for me, I had a mental block, and I regret it right now.
Well, it happens, but my daddy was into all kind of music, but he really was into a lot of music from the Mexico. His favorite all-time singer is Javier Solis. So we heard a lot of Javier Solis, Jorge Negrete, Pedro Infante, uh, uh, Miguel Aceves Mejia, and then a little bit later, great guy, very tremendous album that he had, and a tremendous songwriter, one of the best in Mexico, Armando Manzanero. Gigi, does all those sound familiar, mija?
Yes, not all of them, but
No,
yes, they
I'm
do.
older than you. That's why.
No,
But anyway, and then
no, but my
uh,
dad used to listen to all
the
those también.
Relámpagos, El Conjunto Bernal, on and on. All these were we would listen to all that kind of music, and it just, I love Tejano music.
Yeah, I can relate. I grew up in New Mexico, and my father was from well, he was actually born in Piedras Negras, but grew up in Uvalde, Texas. So I've heard a lot of the cotton picking stories, and my mother was from Pearsall, so it was same. Dad would drink, and he would start singing his little songs, and so music was just in our hearts for sure, especially Tejano music.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, for
Nothing
sure.
like beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah.
hearing that.
So what's your next step, Danny? Where are you going now that you've released your song? Are you releasing some more music? Do you plan to
Oh,
maybe do some touring?
well, most definitely. First of all, um, we're Mueble is doing real good, and it's still doing real good in a lot of places. I got just today that somebody from radio station up there, Q99.5 in San Angelo or San Angelo, that it was real hot up there, and they wanted me to do a little kind of like a video promo for them, saying that that I'm Danny Noyola, blah 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 blah. And so I talk to Chris very very often, and he's a great friend, a confidant, and even though he's so much younger than I am, he's he's a master at all of this. And so a lot of times I listen to Hector Gutierrez Senior, and I listen to Chris, and if I do, I'm not going to go too wrong with that. I think I'm gonna be okay. So my plans are going to be to, guys. I have so many songs that I could do. I don't know how many with super producers like Hector and Chris. I could do over 100 albums, but I'm 72 years old. I have to think about time management, right?
It
And
I
what do they
always,
say? Age is just a number, right? It's just a
is.
oh, of
number.
course, yeah, of course. From time to time, it's just a joke, and maybe it's a bad joke, but I jokingly say, "Hombre, I gotta hurry and do some more songs and record some more songs, and maybe another album or two, and then I've got some other projects that I want to do, and I got some collaborations, maybe like you were saying, Jessica." But
Mhm.
in thinking of all of that, I just jokingly say, "Hombre, yo estoy where I got one foot in the grave and the other one on a banana peel." So I gotta hurry. I gotta hurry. I gotta do some things. But I gotta convince my wife. And she's in the other room. Listen, Alma. All right. Non-paid, non-political announcement. Now, God willing, there's a lot of opportunities there, and it's just a matter of, like anything, there's resources that are need to be taken into consideration, and times and places, and who's going to do the 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 arrangements and all that. But I'm strictly a Hector Gutierrez Senior and Chris Dom's man for sure.
That's a good team.
Oh,
Very good team.
I think it's a great team.
I have to congratulate you, Danny. I think it's amazing what you're doing, and you just set an example that you can go after your dreams no matter what, and at any point in your life. It's just you just got to get that foot in the door.
Yeah, but
And you
careful with
know,
the banana peel. But anyway,
Careful with the banana peel on the
but,
way
but the thing is this. Thank you, Jessica. But the thing is that you know I I had a tremendous education career. I was in education for 44 years. I
wow,
was a teacher, a coach. I was an assistant principal. I was a
Oh wow.
principal at a middle school. I was a principal at West Oso High School, and I was a principal at Miller High School, the granddaddy of all high schools in Corpus Christi, Texas. And I was
Oh,
the superintendent of schools at West Oso ISD, my alma mater. So, I mean, and I finished up my career in CCISD, which is Corpus Christi Independent School District, in the central office there as the administrative hearing officer, which is like the person that when unfortunately somebody gets in trouble at school, student, then they're going to recommend uh, to remove them from the campus or expel them from the school district. And I
right.
would be the one that I was kind of like the judge. And so
right.
all those jobs were just so wonderful. I enjoyed them all. And but then it got to the point where it says, hey, let's give some of the younger ones coming up. And now here I'm in a profession where, hey, let this one older one come on in. A little kind of role reversal there, but no, I love what I'm doing, and it keeps me young, it keeps me creative. I write songs just about every day. I don't care. I'm going to deliver. I'm going to the what is it like mailboxes, and
Mhm.
when I come back, I've got a new song. It's something about it. The great Beto Ramon, who's a great friend of mine, he says, Danny, uh, not anybody can be a songwriter. Not anybody can be a good songwriter,
Right.
great songwriter. But it's a dawn. It's a gift. And like Gigi, you know that your dad had that dawn, that gift, and uh, and I want to tell everybody to be sure and get your song. It's coming out tomorrow, ¿verdad? On Friday.
Friday, yes.
Can
Thank you
you
for
say
that,
a little
Danny.
something about that
Appreciate
because we
that.
want to share the information here. If you don't mind.
Well, well, it's about Danny Noyola right now, but of course, I'll share. Uh, yeah, my dad is Juan Guerrero de los Chicanos. He wrote Ya Te Vi. Actually, David Lee Garza just did a promo for it, and I didn't know he had recorded one of my dad's songs, Con Dinero No. So many people have recorded my dad's songs. Quisiera Tener Alas is my dad wrote that song. He was very known as a composer. And the very, very last song we recorded at Bernal Studios, de Paulino Bernal
Yeah.
in McAllen. Uh, the song Pero Eso No, where David Lee Garza played accordion, Ruben Garza played bajo sexto, and Armando Chore Hinojosa de los Solosos Cuatro played the drums. And pero soon after we released it, Papi passed away. So it didn't get well, as you can only imagine. um, Everything kind of
Yes.
hit the fan, and so now it's 2025 and it's time to bring it out again. I went in to the studio and kind of redid some of the vocals y todo eso, and it will be re-released on Friday, si Dios quiere. And I would invite everybody to, on your favorite digital platforms, to stream it, download it, share, like, and all that fun stuff. Because that's what I'm doing to honor my
Beautiful.
father, and everything he did on this
Well,
earth while he was here. So thank
oh,
you for letting
of
me talk
course. Mira,
about
you
it,
you
Danny.
have a powerful, beautiful voice, man. I mean, you start singing, you like them on the old E.F. Hutton commercials. People's gonna start listening. You have a beautiful voice. It's a powerful voice, and no, no, you're
Thank you.
a lot of great things are coming your way, Mija, and I'm so proud of you.
I appreciate that, and igual contigo. I know you were on my show and you talked about it, but share how it happened, because I would see you sing
Ah,
your songs and you're just singing. And I wrote this song and I wrote this song, and I thought, I've written a lot of songs too, and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna do what Danny Noyola's doing and just sing my song. And how did it happen that Hector Gutierrez says, "Let me help you, let's do that"?
yeah.
¿Cómo
Well,
fue?
first of all, you're right. I was. Uh, when I retired in
What?
2018, then a few took it easy for a little bit, but then on August the 3rd and August the 4th, on August the 3rd, my wife and I were just sitting down, listening to some music, all kinds of music, but mostly Tejano. And then I just got up and went next to the sit down on the sofa, and I said, I'm going to write something. And when I got through that night, I wrote a song for my wife. I wrote a song for my daughter, Dr. Sonia Adriana Noyola. I wrote a song for my son, who's now Principal Lenny Noyola Jr. here at the middle school in Corpus. And I wrote a song for mi consentido, my Alejandro Cristiano Noyola, my one and only grandson. He was the little one. And so
Oh,
I started off like that. The next day, I already kind of had little melodies to the songs and all that. I put a little camera there in front of me. I got a American flag back here. I just put it in a way that you can see it, and I started singing these songs. And so August the 3rd of 2020, I wrote four songs. They were all for personal, for my family and all that. And then the next day, I put melodies to them, and then I record them. Those were my first publications, right? My first, first videos. And then from there on, man, they were it was just coming. It was just coming. So I kept writing songs. I kept writing songs, and I kept doing songs a cappella, all a cappella. And you know, sometimes you could tell it was a different kind of a melody that I would come up with. And then sometimes some people say, well, sometimes some of your songs kind of have the same kind of melody. And I said, let me tell you one thing. When I hear a Beto Ramon song that anyone anywhere sings, I can just about say, that's a Beto Ramon song. Well, the same thing, kind of like it's. I hope one day it's going to be that's a Danny Noyola song. But even again, and another example, y'all, is that Jesse Berrial, the great Jesse Berrial from Immokalee, Florida, is originally from El Valle, and he's written so many great songs, been songwriter of the year, and so forth. Well, he told me that he would write songs just about all of them in a melody or in a tune that would be like a ballad, un bolero. And then because he's musically a genius too, either with the guitar or with the keyboard, he can make it a ranchera, he can make it a mariachi song, he can make it a cumbia. These guys are geniuses, and so that's why I'm
yeah.
going with Hector and Chris all the way. Did I kind of cover that, Gigi? Um,
Yeah, no, you did cover it a little bit. And saludos to Hector out there. I know I've met up with him several times there at the Tejano Legend
he's
Pioneers
only about this
breakfast down there
tall.
in RGB.
Every,
He's
only
only,
about
yeah.
6'5", 6'6". He's way up there.
Si parece que estoy
Sí,
parado en un
¿verdad?
pozo when I
The
take a
thing is
picture with
hard.
him.
Can you imagine somebody that talented telling me, "You're an old man. Hey, I'll help you and do the tracks, musical tracks for that song that you wrote for Alma when you were a teenager. Man, that's God sent.
I love that. I love that story. I love that he
What a
decided to do that
what a
and do
blessing.
that for you. But he saw the talent and he heard the talent in your lyrics to go ahead and make it and
Yes,
bring it to fruition,
yes.
the whole thing. So that and that's wonderful. And I really like what you said. And sorry to
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, no, no,
tangent.
you're
Don't mean
good.
to. I'll step on those. But I do love the fact that, and I know I've mentioned this year before. Roberto Pulido came out to tell the young artists,
Yes.
get your education, get your career, make sure that is stable, and then pursue your musical career. So you pursued it not side by side, a side gig, but as after your whole career was, you retired from your whole
Mhm.
career. So great move on your part. It's just gravy after
Well,
that,
I'm
right?
so blessed because just about everywhere that I go here in Corpus Christi, somebody's gonna know me either as their teacher or as their coach, or when they got in trouble, they had to go to the assistant principal, Mr. Noyola, or the principal at these two great high schools over here on the west side, Miller or West Oso, or when you're a superintendent of schools, then your sphere of influence really. I mean, it's just the whole community, the whole district. And I was very fortunate that I worked hard, but I also was always trying to do things to make a difference, because for too long it was there's a lot of things that we didn't have in our school district, in our community. And
Mhm.
I was really moved by a book about cold. It was called Cold Anger, and it was about, no, when you get, you don't have certain things and all that. Don't get angry and get violent. uh, you know, I have this cold anger, he would say. Ernesto Cortez, tremendous man. And I visited him in San Antonio. But anyway, Ernesto Cortez, he wrote this book,
Right, exactly.
and I believe in that. Don't get so frustrated that you want to go out and beat up on somebody because of your frustrations or the things that you don't have, or because historically and culturally or ethnically, whatever, we're in a certain part of town that we don't have kind of running water, or the, you know.
An
Mhm.
underserved community.
So I believe in that. And so my educational career, and I have just so many outstanding interactions and relationships with so many, I'd say thousands of people here in the Corpus Christi area. And just about everywhere I go, hey, Mr. Noyola, hey, coach, hey, this or that. It's a beautiful thing. And now that I'm a recording artist.
Yes. Now your former students are now your fans and your former colleagues. I know my former co-host, Lori Jean, la hija de
Yes.
Cecilio Garza. I mean, she's just a fan of you and your son. She just loved what you all were doing in the school district and what you did. So I know she's not alone. So I know all those people that were rooting for you in the school district are now your
Yes,
fans.
and I don't. I want to say this not for a pity party, but I'm going to say this for information and for educational purposes. Um, when I started doing this, and Hector was helping me out, and then Chris, I was a 70, a 69, 70-year old, healthy man for that age and all that. But then I was a little bit thereafter. I had a few songs that I had already recorded with them. A little bit thereafter, I was diagnosed with stage 4 incurable cancer, and because um, it had spread to many of my bones, and so it sounds real bad, and to a certain extent it is. But I have a great oncologist, a great doctor, and he told me, "Look, let me tell you one thing. A few years back, say a decade or more back, people like in your situation, they would say you got 4 months to 48 months to live. But now, with all the great treatments that are out there, he says the great thing about you, sir, or you, Danny, he says your cancer has not traveled to your lymph nodes, or to your um, organs. And what we've been doing here for the last 2.5 years is keeping that cancer from not going there. And as long as that happens, he says, chances are you might die of something else. And so God bless America, and God bless these great doctors, and God bless all the research and all these things. And so he told me when he first met me, he says, look, if you have a cruise book for next year, he said, book it, keep it. And he was very positive that with the treatments that are available now, it's called hormonal therapy. Again, not a pity party. I'm a go getter. It's not about that. It's information and education, and it's called hormonal therapy. Where he says, if somebody tells you that you need uh, chemotherapy or radiation therapy, or he says, you tell them no. The second opinion, you. And so he's my doctor. So the route that we're doing is, hey, some pills and some injections every so often, and of course I get blood work every month, and then now it's, thank God, it's gone now to every 2 months. We used to get an injection right here for to keep my bones strong so that they wouldn't be fragile and break. That used to be one every month. Now it's one every 2 months. You see that's some progress there. And then I get one over here in the
Yes.
buttocks every 3 months for the fight cancer cells. And thank God and thank all this great research and all this great doctors and all that I'm living as close as possible of a normal life, is except that sometimes there's side effects of some of these medications, and you get a little bit older. When I could walk for days and days, now I get heavy legged and I get a little tired. But other than that, I'm alive and kicking, and I'm trying to avoid that banana peel. And I'm to have
Hoy nomás, look who we
great.
got
Well,
in
you're
the house,
doing a
Danny.
good job of it for
God
sure.
willing, man, another album,
Yes.
another album. I want to shoot. I got plenty of songs.
Yes.
Hey, Jessica, you need a. I don't want to. I
Yeah,
don't
you
want to
do.
get into it's the Chris's way, but if you need some songs, Jessica, I got thousands of songs. Quite honestly, so
Right, Chris, we gotta work those in.
Unos saludos para Jackie Gomez saying hola. Jackie Gomez en la casa.
Hi, Jackie.
Hola,
Hi,
Jackie.
Jackie.
Jackie Gomez is la mamá de Chris
Yeah,
Dubs.
it is.
Jackie Gomez is the lead singer, or the co-singer, the vocalist with Beto Ramon, who has a band called Luna Llena. And Luna Llena, Beto Ramon, and Jackie Gomez, they played at First and 10 Sports Bar, my brother's little neighborhood sports bar, more than anybody else. They are fantastic. Hi, Jackie. Hey, Alma, and I love you. And of course, we love Chris and Beto and everybody down there.
Well,
That's
there's a comment right here from Chris
Well, thank
Doms.
you for that information,
Monday?
Danny. Thank you for that information. We never know who is listening and who might need that information that you just gave, and they might be looking for solutions. And so thank you for sharing that with everybody, because nunca sabemos, we never
This
know.
is
So
one of
thank
the
you for
first
sharing
times
that.
that I've opened up to this detail amount, because I don't want no pity party. I want to earn things. That's the way we were taught, and
Exactly.
I think we have
yeah.
a great. I think I have written some great songs, and with these great producers, I think we're going to have hopefully many more to come.
Danny, I wanna.
You,
Did you already play the video, Doug?
No, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry.
no, I was
There's
just
no.
gonna say you're definitely resilient in your journey through that, because I mean that has got to be the toughest thing. I do know a few people who struggle right now with cancer, and I mean you're just shining bright instead of making it dark. So that's big. Mhm.
Yes, and that's a good thing too. It's the way you're looking at it that
Absolutely.
that makes it even better, and probably helps in your progress as
Yeah.
That's true.
well. Yeah,
The songwriting, the singing, the being on podcasts, like with all
it's
these
all there.
beautiful, outstanding people. It just keeps me creative, keeps me young, keeps me wanting to be alive, and enjoy life. what do the kids say? YOLO. I said, what is that YOLO? You only live once. Oh, okay. So I think I'm on a YOLO a little bit
Yeah.
more.
Dan, I wanted to ask you because, you're sharing that the songwriting just really just flows with you. What kind of advice would you give to those of us that struggle to write songs, or like sometimes I'm just like, where do I even begin? What would you say for that?
Well, I'm going to tell you the way I do it, okay? And then everybody's different, and you find the way what is best for you to kind of uh, put some lyrics together and maybe a little melody or something. But the way I do it is, I start off with I could just say to my wife or my grandson or any one of you, say, give me a word, and somebody might say uh, revenge. Okay. Uh, so I start off with that, and I start thinking about it, and while I'm walking or just around the house or whatever, I sit down and I just start thinking about um, something having to do with revenge, and then it's kind of like a theme that I develop, and then I just get razor focused on that, and then I've got and every song that I write, I write it in English. Excuse me, most of them I write them in Spanish, but I Google um, English to Spanish to English, and so I end up kind of like with two songs for one, like.
Oh,
Bing! But the thing
right,
what I do is that it kind of becomes a bilingual thing. But in the great Google is sometimes not that great when it
right.
comes to the way we talk, the way we converse, the way we put words together and phrases together. So I have to massage and work on the lyrics, on the translations. But I usually write them in Spanish, and then when it comes out in English, I may have to do a little, cleaning up or change this or that. But so pretty much, if I write like this month, I've written maybe like I don't know, I've written maybe like 40, 50 songs. And
Wow.
it's like
Wow.
Wow.
25, 30 of them are in English, and the others are in Spanish. Double, double. And then you know what? Those could move into either 75 or 90 if you do now, and I love to do this a lot too. If you alternate words or phrases in English and then Spanish, English and Spanish, so that a lot of our young up and coming kiddos that sometimes it's what they kind of no, I don't like that. Well, you can sing to them because a lot of them may not understand Spanish that well, and when you do this, you kind of tell the story and it's in English and Spanish and English and Spanish and English and Spanish. You can almost get three songs out of one. See what I'm saying? And so I
That's
have
smart.
on the CD Hector. I kind of challenge him because these guys are so great, so brilliant. I challenge both Chris and Hector, and I challenge Hector by saying, "Hey, Hector, I know you love jazz, and I mean, he's on the jazz festival here every year. He's awesome." And so I said, "Do a little song for me, kind of jazzy, but look, I've got this song that I did in English and Spanish, and then I kind of mixed them up all like English, Spanish, and so anyway, it's almost ended up like three songs. And I said, I just want you to do it where, so it's called the song's entitled um, "Angelic," my angelic, you see, your angelic face, tu cara angelical, and it just goes on and it goes English, Spanish, like that. And I think it's a beautiful song. And Hector kind of just jazzed it up a little bit. It's a beautiful song. It's on the album, but a lot of times, you have to just kind of concentrate on one song. Like right now, we're doing it on Nuevale, so that people can hear it because as proud as I am of what we did together, and we have this great album. It's called Te Quise Yo, but I all those songs, all those compositions, and all those arrangements, all those productions to me are like my sons and daughters. I love them all, and even though we're concentrating on Mueble, I think that if we paid enough, attention and exposure and marketing and do a video for this one and do a video for that, that I think the role of all of them. I think that all of them could really be pretty pretty successful, éxitos. So I'm just talking about that's kind of the way I do it. I write the song mostly coming from a word or a theme. So if this morning my grandson and I had breakfast, and I'll tell him, hey, mijo, give me a word. And so he'll give me a word, and then I go off and I write a song about it.
Do
So
you
do you put
always
the
have
melody?
a
Oh, sorry, go on.
sorry, do you always have a like a rhythm in your head when you're writing the lyrics, or
Sometimes as I go along,
That's what I was gonna
sometimes
ask.
as I go along, yeah.
oh, you're gonna ask the
Because,
same
but a
question?
lot of times I can tell you, like Jesse Vidal was saying, and even the great, because as an educator, I study a
Yeah.
lot of folks, and I study songwriters. And
Right.
one of the greatest of all time, of course, is the Jose Alfredo Jimenez. Jose Alfredo Jimenez, he did not read music.
Hmm.
He couldn't he was not a musician. He didn't play an instrument. He couldn't read music. But he he had this thing that he was good, and so he just kind of built them up and came up with some ideas. That's what I do. But a lot of times, like Jesse Varela says, I kind of start off maybe with like a bolero, and it just flows with certain things, and I just take off with it, and before you know it, I'm recording it, and then what I'll do is I'll put it on replay. So like my audio recording, where you just record it, and not do the video. I have like 3,300 and some odd because I do songs every day. And then in about it's almost going to be uh, 5 years. It's amazing how it builds up. And then I don't want to say that I cheat, but I double up English and Spanish, and then sometimes I even go triple with English, Spanish, and a mixed bilingual song. So
Thank that,
but it's
exactly.
true. I can prove to anybody that I have over 3,300 and some odd recordings where I recorded it, and then I have about over 1,300 videos that I videotaped there in my house in my little called Studio A, because it's a room of my grandson Alejandro, Studio A, Alejandro, and so I that's why I do all my little videos, and so off of that I put on Facebook a cappella, like you were saying, Gigi, that you would hear me, and I've got to be a few
Yeah.
hundred like that. So can you imagine the catalog that I have? It's humongous. I don't want to brag. It's just
Immense.
it's yeah.
The gold mine. Is there a song that you've written and you said this belongs to who? This song is not for me, but it's for somebody else. Who would that be?
Of course not. I'm greedy. No, no, no. I've never even. I haven't thought that way. Other than I, I, I'm doing something right now that's going to be very, very special, and I'm not going to give it away because it's just very special, and I'm I haven't even really mentioned the whole thing to Hector and to Chris, but it's going to be something very, very special, and it's going to involve uh, a male and a female. I mean, a male and a female singer. And so, but anyway, I don't know. But I can write a song and I can say, oh man, yeah, I bet you Dave Bettis would be great with this one. Or yeah, Gigi could be great with all of them. And and that kind of thing. But the thing is that I put it out there when I was doing all these acapellas on Facebook, and if anybody needs a song, it just kind of comes up empty because some people don't they just goes, man, it's just this old man just singing some stuff. But then when you got Hector and you got Chris bringing great music and arrangements to them, and they said, well, hey, maybe one of those songs will be okay for me. I hope so. And one day, that's my dream, is that people will be saying, hey, I want a Danny Noyola song. I want him to write a song for me. And I've put this out there publicly. I have so many songs that I can find a song for you, but If you say, no, 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 I want you to custom make me a song, and I can do that because all I have to say is give me a word or give me a thing. I'm gonna get it to you real soon. And if you like it, boom, we're on. If you don't like it, hey, it's my song.
Where were all these songs when you were in
Then I was let me
education?
go.
When you were in education, when you were working in the
Well, let me.
schools, where were all
Yeah,
these
it's
songs?
but when I was in school and when I was teaching, I would use music a lot to teach. And I've done it maybe once, maybe in all the different. I've been in a lot of podcasts, but like with the, I was a American government teacher for many years. I loved teaching the Constitution and all those great things. And boy, do we need it right now. And so, what I did is, and most of my students they remember, and I would go a one, a two, a one, two, three. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of our liberty for ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. And so I would do those
Wow.
kinds of things.
I would have learned so much better if
And then
That was from
yeah,
Schoolhouse Rock. I mean,
it's a
that's yeah,
preamble. It's a
that's how we learn
preamble to the Constitution. And so
Constitution. Yeah.
I would, and I was real good with mnemonics. Like you you uh you you say you put certain letters together, and that gives you the answer to some complex problem. Uh, whatever it could be like if you say uh, WOMO, what's those? Or like YOLO, you only live once. Well, if that was the answer to a question that's on the American government test, then I would do certain things, and like with the amendments, 22, two-term limit for president, 23, three electoral votes for DC, 24, no more poll tax. Little stuff like that. The kids ate it up, and they were all they just remember everything. Music is powerful. I'm having too much fun here. I
Have you
need
considered
to be
doing
quiet. I go.
doing?
I start ranting, and I'm sorry, but my bad.
No, no, no. I'm look. I'm a certified teacher with a master's degree in special education. What did I use for the students, the special
Música,
needs students?
Mm.
Music.
yeah,
Music.
música.
That's what grabs
Absolutely.
that
them.
always helped me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
La música.
I to
Great.
this
Yeah.
day in fifth
Yeah.
grade, I'll never forget. I learned the 50 Nifty United States. And I don't know if you ever heard that,
No,
but
what
I
movie?
can say all this 50 states in alphabetical order by memory from
No, say
because
it
of
again.
that.
Say it one
Wow.
now.
I'm sorry.
I can't hear you. You said what now?
In fifth grade, I learned the 50 Nifty United States, and I've never forgotten it. And it's just a song about reciting the 50 states of America in alphabetical order.
Oh
I think you
wow.
should do it for us because I didn't
Oh, I
do
will
it.
Oh
Do
my
it.
Do
Now
god.
we
it.
need to hear
Do
All
it.
right, hold
We don't believe you.
I need my tequila. Hold on.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That's awesome. Good.
Oh, you
Okay.
want
Oh,
me to do it?
Go for it if you can. If you want to,
All
yeah.
right, here we go. Um, oh gosh. 50 nifty United States from 13 original colonies. Shout 'em, scout 'em, tell all about 'em one by one till we give it up. I forgot that part. And then it starts Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Mexico. Oh gosh, I forgot the part. I got nervous. I got nervous.
Hey, that's pretty good. I don't
Or
even know. I don't
That's
even know
pretty
what the
good.
ABCs, but
something like
that's
that.
very
without
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know half of those states.
Ohio, yeah.
Awesome.
I
Awesome.
gotta get
Bravo.
into those.
Bravo.
you need to
Bravo.
make it into a
Thank you.
cumbia or
Thank you.
something,
Oh,
Jessica.
yeah.
Into
Alabama.
yeah.
See, and yes, and see, there's a lot of learning videos, learning music videos
Yes.
on YouTube. So maybe that's something that all your 3,000 songs, Mr. Noyola, can
Oh
be
yeah,
used for.
definitely. We can make an
Yeah,
educational platform using music.
Exactly.
exactly.
Like right here, man, we got Yvette Tordilla says, "Can't wait to be live for my interview with you, lovely, with you guys and lovely ladies. A la máquina. Yeah, we'll see you soon on the
Hey,
show." And then she says, "I'm launching my travel YouTube. Can you go and subscribe to AWOL Travel Tribe Adventure Without Limits on YouTube? Can't wait to be on the show with you guys." And we got Chris Dom says, I know what it is. Keep it a secret. I think he knows what you're talking about. Keep it a secret,
Oh,
brother. And then
man.
we got one right here from Jackie Gomez over there, man. Jackie Gomez says that is why music writing and ideas with different producers are important to bring a song alive, different feels.
Yeah,
That's right.
very true.
Awesome.
So, Danny, I know there's a lot of Tejano, Tejanas, and you know, when I started in the radio industry, right? I mean, I used to be on a radio station online, right? And of course, things happen, and after being on there for so long, I said, you know what, I'm gonna jump out of this and try something different, and then I started doing Facebook Live on Facebook, doing music, man, and I mean, I don't know if I have the record still, but I have had the record for like 24 hours of nothing but playing music, right? And that's before you got all these copyrighted infringements and stuff. Even if I play a Danny song right here on the show, I got the artist on the show, and I'm still going to get copyrighted. I got Jessica on the show, I got Gigi on the show, and I'm still going to get copyrighted, which is BS to
I
me.
get copyright on my own songs that I put on my dad's songs. I get copyrighted on.
That's why, sadly for Facebook, a lot of people are going over to TikTok or they're going over
Exactly,
to somewhere else
exactly.
because of that.
Exactly. So with me, Danny, I've been supporting a lot of great music, man. A lot of great artists, man. I've always had upcoming artists since I started being on the radio in the radio business,
Right.
and so I carried it on to the podcast. I didn't do anything different. I just brought bigger and better people, man, and upcoming artists. I've always given them the spotlight to shine on the show, male or female.
And then I
Doesn't
steal your artists for my
and then
show.
Gigi
Thank you.
takes my artist and takes them to her show on the Sunday show.
I think I might have to start doing the same. No.
Sharing
You
is
go right ahead. He
You're
doesn't
like,
mind.
just sharing the wealth. Sharing the wealth.
Yeah, we're not.
Well, it's supporting the artists and having them on different platforms and different podcasts. I mean, like Mr. Noyola was on my show, and so basically you stole him from me. But
Well,
that
no,
means Mr. Noyola is getting exposed wherever
Exactly.
he's going. Yeah,
It's all about
Yeah, right.
collaboration.
exactly.
right.
That just it goes to show that las ganas que tiene el artista también es importante,
exactly.
que tú quieras enseñar que yo traigo un buen producto aquí y yo voy a ir a todos los programas donde me inviten o donde me dejan que esté allí y porque yo quiero enseñarles que mis canciones y hoy en día eso es lo que se tiene que hacer. You have to do that nowadays and say, hey, if you want to let people know about your songs and all that, hey, you got to work it. You got to work it. It doesn't come easy. Maybe the established singers, the ones that already have a proven name and all that, they open up with a song and all of a sudden, boom, they got thousands and thousands of views, or you get these super groups, Frontera and some of these millions and millions of views and all that. So, but it takes something very special to get to that level. But in the case of like a Danny Noyola, I gotta hustle. I gotta get after it and try to go here, there, and everywhere.
Exactly.
And,
Yes.
I love to be on podcasts, and I just I want people to
Danny,
know
so
my
speaking of that though, have you like experienced any, I don't know, anything that has been difficult for you since doing your release and going into music? Any challenges?
Oh, there's challenges for any any business, any endeavor that you get involved. There's a challenge in marriage. There's challenges in relationships. There's the challenges in writing songs. And, you know, we got all challenges. We all have challenges, but you got to just stay positive. You gotta believe in yourself. You got to know that, hey, what I'm doing is something that one,
Exactly.
I'm doing it because I love to do it. It's a passion of mine, and follow your passion. You know, get after it, and you never know. Maybe one of your songs will one day be a tremendous song that everybody once they hear, oh yeah, and they start singing out loud to it. Like,
Exactly.
so beautiful, isn't it? When you see the videos from many of our Tejano artists that go to Monterrey or go to Mexico, and
Mhm.
they start singing a song, and the audience just takes over.
I
Yes.
know, it's so beautiful.
The
Yeah.
mic out there, and they know all their songs. It's a beautiful thing. Well, that's kind of like the ultimate, right? And why
Right.
not? Uh, my wife, it was the inspiration, and Chris and Hector are my dream makers, and you guys right now, I'm hoping that you pass on the word, and that you view my music and buy it and share it and love it and promote it, and maybe even get with me and say, "Hey, I want one of your songs," or
Exactly.
all of these songs are already they're already registered and all that kind of stuff. And I'm on that ASCAP. You just put the right numbers in there, and you don't even have to talk to me. You just use it, and then if there's any, you got a tremendous hit. There's a for songwriting, the royalties are very minute, but it's not about that. But
0.001 cent per play.
That's
So,
too funny.
so Danny, how do you manage? And I like to ask this, man, from all the artists, man. So how do you manage? Because this business, man, is a cutthroat business, man. There's a lot of hate crime out there, man. And I mean, I know it's tough, for all these musicians, even like for Jessica and Gigi and myself and Jen that's got her own podcast as well. And I mean, I blow them all out, man. I kill people with kindness, man. That's just the way I do it, man. Kill people with kindness, and I think that's it's a hard thing to do because you want to go out there on social media, you want to go out there and blast them, or you want to call them out, or and it doesn't matter who you work with, rather if it's a manager, producer, or somebody in the family, right, or the band member, or whatever you got going on, t-shirt guy, or guy who's making your artwork, your album cover. But the thing is, man, you want to go out there and you want to put it on social media, but the point is, you go out there and put it out on social media, your name gets tarnished as well. They're like, oh, I'm not gonna work with that dude. So my thing is, I kill people with kindness, man, and I let the word of mouth speak for itself. So I just keep people with kindness, and I mean, since I start, I mean, I think everybody since they started, man, they get a little bit of why are they doing that, or why is she on his show, or why is Danny Noyola on the Mexico Radio Talk Show? I mean, the thing is, man, there's so much hate in this business, man. It's not even funny, man. I look at it every day, man. I'm just like, oh my gosh, really?
well,
I-
I've been very very fortunate that since I was little, I've always been very positive. I'm a very optimistic person. Um, you know, even when I was like a captain in baseball or basketball in high school,
Exactly.
we would get we would get beat. It could be a close game, and some of the players felt like
Exactly.
they didn't even want to line up and shake the other people's hands. I was the first one to line up and start shaking people's hands, even though I might have had a great game individually. It's a team sport, and as a leader, as a captain of the team or whatever, I wanted to role model. You see, but the thing is, yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that are not going to like certain things about Danny,
Exactly.
but I ain't got no time.
right.
Time. I'm on a time clock here, and it's ticking, and I gotta stay positive. And I want you to love my songs, and if you hate them, fine. It doesn't matter. Go to where you got the songs that you love.
Yeah.
There's enough for everybody here. I think.
Yes, there's plenty of
That
room for everybody.
there is. There really is. The sky's the limit, literally.
Yep.
And that's why I like working with different musicians and different podcasts. One day out of the blue, I interviewed Gigi, and then I said, right after the interview, I sent her a message. Hey, thank you for being on the show. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day. And I said, well, how would you like? And this was late too, and I know people got to go to work and do the 9 to 5 jobs. And I said, well, how would you like to be a host on the New Mexico radio talk show? Well, then she was on two nights a week, man, and then she said, hey, I have my own podcast on Sundays. I'm like, well, can you just donate at least one day at least on the show? I mean, she was doing like Sunday, Monday, and it was getting a little hectic. And she's like, hey, I got my own podcast on Sunday, and here we are today, man. She's here every Tuesday, and just signed Jessica Sachs to be on with us. I know she's going to be busy with working on her new music, and we're going to have her on the shows as well, man. We're going to be interviewing her and Chris Doms. So, Chris Doms, get your list ready, man, because we're going to bring it to you guys, man. We got Jen, who's got her own show as well. We brought her on board as well.
What's the name of your podcast, Jen?
It's called Let's Talk Worthy.
Let's Talk Worthy.
Yes, yes. So what we do is we speak to just about anybody, not just entertainment business, but we speak to people who have stories in regards to culture, lifestyle, anybody who has a positive and inspiring story. Then that's who we bring on to speak to.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that out, man.
Jackie Gomez talking about your podcast shows. I have the Danny Noyola show.
Yeah, he does too. That's right.
It's in my second, going on my second year. Well, almost I'm going to the third year.
Wow.
Going into the third year, and I started off doing it on Sundays at 1 p.m. The first Sunday of the month. I'm sorry, 1 p.m. On a very regular basis, and I've had some tremendous people there at the show, and but then right now with the songs and mixing that, I've been doing a lot of interviews, and so sometimes it's difficult to do the podcast on certain Sundays. So I started moving it around a little bit. I wish that I would have been able to keep the consistency of the first Sunday of every month at 1 p.m. However, because of all the things that are happening, it just kind of became impossible. So one of the key things for all of us, who wouldn't want Gigi on to be their co-host? I know I would. Who wouldn't want? Who wouldn't want to have a certain person be always, helping you out on your shows and all that? Of course. But the thing is that a couple of words here: time management.
Yeah.
We can work so hard.
Gigi's got me on that big time.
We get pooped out, and then we get frustrated, and then it'll probably show up on your podcast, and it'll show up on your attitude. And I had one of my former mentors, Mr. Rocky Garcia. He's in heaven now. When the kids would fight and all that, I stole from the best. I was his assistant principal, and on. I was a player. I was his teacher, social studies, government, like I was. I kind of
exactly.
But anyway, when he was an administrator, he was the principal. He said he wanted me as the assistant principal because he couldn't move around like he used to. So I was his assistant, and I loved the way he would say, like, two kiddos would be fighting, or they'd be mad at each other, and then he would just say, "Don't ever let anyone make you become beastly." Man, I never forgot that phrase, and I used it a lot in all my career, especially dealing with kids who wanted to fight or have fought.
Exactly.
Don't ever let anybody make you become beastly, like an animal. We're human beings. We got a brain.
Exactly.
Thumbs and all that.
I've been known to be beastly a time or two in my younger days.
Well, sometimes there's exceptions to every rule, right?
Exactly, Danny. Exactly. Well, Danny, Gigi has.
We live and we learn.
Gigi's got me on a time management, man. And that's what it takes, man. To have these amazing podcast members, man, and crew members on your team, man. Because like when you're so busy and you got other things, and and one steps up to the plate, and wants to be the team player and be the team role leader, and and help us all out, man. And everybody's here to help each other out, and that's what we're all here for. We're here to help everybody out.
You know how
So,
it goes when you're the
and she's
you're
like,
the
and dog,
guy and you got all these ladies. You know how they say, "Bendita tú eres." And
she's like, Gigi's like, hey, you
I
need to
know
be on
you're
the
a
show
poet.
consistently, man. If you're gonna be on at 8 o'clock, you need to be on at 8 o'clock. If you're gonna be on at 9 o'clock, you need to be on at 9 o'clock. And I mean, sometimes we start doing it 15 after y todo pedo, pero I mean, it's the consistency, man. Consistency, man. It's
You
Right.
need coffee.
and it helps. It helps. I mean, it really does help. Um, so Danny, I have a question right here from Marco Castro says, have any well, I guess it's for Gigi and Jessica and Danny as well, I guess. So it says, have any of you noticed any new trends or new exciting evolving areas related to the Tejano music scene? Where do you see the market going in the next 5 years?
Well, I'll take that question just real quick. What I've seen is that there is a lot of Tejano evolution of Tejano music, and a lot of artists are mixing, matching different genres together with
Right.
Tejano. Now the thing is the Tejano public listening to
Exactly.
it?
Yeah.
That's where that's where the big question is, because I think it's great music. I'm very open-minded. My dad was always like, be different, set yourself apart from other people. And that I love that
Of
they're
course.
meshing things. Savannah Votion, mixing genres together. We've got Chrissy E mixing Hawaiian music into Tejano, and all kinds of new artists bringing new things to the table, which is very
Mhm.
refreshing. But we still have our steadfast Tejano fans that say, well, that's not Tejano. And well, I don't know. What do we need to make a new genre that says Nouveau Tejano? I don't know.
Exactly.
But they are out there. There's some new trends
Yeah.
out there, and they're great. I mean, they are not bad at all,
Right. I think with like all
So
genres, they have to evolve. And there's gonna
yes.
always be the traditional sounding ones, but as time moves on, the sound has to change too. And it's like a rebirth of the genre, but on a new level based on whatever's impacting the world right now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have a new cast member,
Yeah.
Juan Tostada, has joined us too. Thank you.
Oh, too
Chris
cute.
Dom says New Tejano. It's already a thing. Yeah,
It
that's
is, yeah.
It's already a thing. Oh, sorry, Chris.
No, well, the thing is that like when you look at when you study either like music or you study
right.
the history of a country, you study whatever study you're doing. Um, there's going to be sometimes revolution, and then sometimes evolution. So you have a combination of revolution and evolution, and then it ends up that it used to be uh, a German waltz, it was
Exactly.
polka, and then it became uh, you know the
Conjunto,
the orchestras,
y luego
and
Tejano,
and then here comes
orquestas,
the sound of like
keyboard.
Chicano, and then Chicano to Tejano, and right now I think we're in an age because we're bombarded by so many uh, by everything that's going on in the world because of the computer world and
We're exposed to the whole
Yeah.
world.
it's amazing
Music.
that
Mhm.
there's I chose to show a little versatility, and that's why I have some boleros, slow pieces, kind of like they used to call it slow pieces. That's a slow piece. Nobody says that anymore, right? But anyway, and then
I haven't read that in a long time.
I've got some great rancheras, and then I've got some cumbias.
Gotta love cumbia.
There you go. And then I've got even a little jazzy tune there with Hector, and then I've got a country song. And on
Right.
my
Yeah.
album, the last song is snuggling. It's a country song. Oh, I love it. And I wrote it, and then I decided to do it also what bilingual, maybe a little bit like some artists like Johnny Rodriguez and others, maybe rest in peace. But you know what, you would sing in English and then in Spanish, or you would sing in Spanish and then in English. But that's what I did with this song, and just the words snuggling. It's kind of cool. And then in Spanish, it's even cool. It's cooler if you could say that. It's the coolest. Acurrucarnos. Woo, baby, come on. And so it,
Hi, Frank.
I chose to put a little bit of everything in my first initial inaugural album.
Yeah, that's good. I love country. That's that's the next genre.
And it's amazing. And my wife kind of noticed this, that in a lot of the songs when I sing them a cappella, or when I just sing them and I record them, the recorder, he says when you sing in Spanish, it sounds okay, like en español, whatever ranchero, whatever it is. But then when you sing it in English, he says you sound like every song of yours sounds like country. Like, so I don't know what it is, but okay, whatever. Maybe I need to be a country western singer. I don't know.
It's that Tex-Mex. Yeah.
No, but it's just the fact that as Tejanos, as Americans of Mexican descent, we're
Exactly.
exposed to
Yeah.
all of American
Yeah.
music and then influenced by
Right.
Mexico. So, I mean, that's what Tejano is. It's just a complete mix of all the influences that we have here. And so, yes, we're going to sing right after a country, we're going to listen to a cumbia, and then we're going to listen to pues nomás vete a una quinceañera, okay, what kind of songs are they going to play? I know in the Valley, when I was in my dad's band for over 30 years, we had to play
Right.
everything. We
Yeah.
had to play everything because that's what we all listen
Yes.
to. So that's what we are. We're a very, very special group.
It, it,
Yeah.
it, and
Wow.
Danny,
Yes.
there's a lot of talented musicians, male and female. I know you probably get this a lot, man, and I'm not just going to ask you because I got Jessica on here and Gigi on here, pero if there's any artist that you would like to do a collaboration with, male or female, in this Tejana industry, who would you like to do a collaboration with?
You better say Gigi. You better say Gigi.
I'm ready.
I'm gonna
I'm
cry.
ready, willing, and able to do collaborations with just about anyone, male or female. I think collaborations are pretty cool. Me gusta cantar duetos con sea una mujer o sea un hombre. I love to sing songs with other people. Growing up again in the within the family though, when my uncles would sing un dueto or un trio, there would be two or three of them. How beautiful is that, And so, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
I would love to sing with so many uh, male and female artists, and my list would just go on and on and on. I would love to sing a song with Gigi. I would love to sing a song with Jessica, no doubt.
Oh, pues ahí en Corpus, ahí está Lori Jean.
Oh, I mean, Lori, I would love to sing a song with Jackie Gomez. Jackie Gomez to me.
Oh, that would be
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
Beautiful. Chris's mom has a beautiful voice. I would love to sing a song with Cristina Salinas. I would love to sing a song with somebody you had just recently, Gigi, just a tremendous singer. With Cristina and Sarah Monique and Cristina Salinas in there.
Oh,
Can.
yes.
I would love to sing songs with any of these ladies.
Hoy nomás, Venica says Jen can sing a la máquina.
Jen?
Okay, yes, I can. I left some things out.
Oh my goodness.
So,
That's awesome. You go for it.
well,
Let's-
I know. So, let me go back way back when I started when I was 10 years old. No, but I did release a song about, I think it was in 2021, and I didn't have a band. It was one song. Actually, I did it because it was on my bucket list. I wrote this song years ago, and I thought, okay, I need to write this song, and I wanted to do it for my mom and dad because, in my mind, it was just something that I wanted to check off my bucket list.
Fine,
Right?
dog.
So then I got with Eric Avalos. I don't know if you guys know E-Rock. So he produced the song for me, and then he told me, Jen, you need to release it. And I was like, you know what? Why not? So I did. I released it. And actually, back in 2012, I actually opened up for Signo in Elida. But yeah. So I mean, I just kind of always been like, and then I just
wow.
I didn't do. I released a song, and I was getting calls to come do interviews and to perform places. But in my mind, I was like, I was really busy with real estate, and then I had no band, and I had one song, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, so I just kind of brushed it under the rug.
Well, maybe it's time to
I
come
know
back.
you got to come back.
Maybe I have written songs too, but I haven't really put any melodies to them and things like that. I really haven't worked on it very much, but it is something I love doing. I love singing, and like Danny, I sing in the shower a lot too. So, and to my grandkids like for me to sing to them.
Yes. That's awesome.
Find the song, Hendo.
Yes, Danny. Oh no, I thought you were saying the song. I don't even know.
No.
I have to. I don't even know that it's out there yet. I mean, because it was out there on where you release the songs at? I don't even know.
There's
Not
there's
DistroKid.
Baby.
What's the other one?
Spotify,
Baby.
YouTube. I don't know.
No, I don't. Yes, TuneCore. It was on TuneCore, and I think I didn't renew my membership or something. I don't know, so I got to get it back on there. I was talking to Eric about it a few weeks ago. He was like, "Just get it back out there," and I was like,
Yeah, you should.
So I'll work on it.
Like Mr. Noyola said.
Yes,
Right?
I know.
It's never too
I know.
late.
That's why I'm like, yes. I see all of y'all doing y'all thing, and that is so
This
good.
show is for you today, Jen.
It really wasn't for me. It's for y'all. Thank you.
No, but the thing about Mr. Noyola, he's so inspiring. I
Very
love your
much
video.
so.
I don't know why we haven't
I
seen
know.
it,
We need to watch
but
it.
I love your video. I can
It is.
literally see it over and over again. I love it. It looked just like so much fun there. I love your song, Muévele, Muévele. I mean, and it's like, as soon as I see you moviéndole, I want to moverle too.
Well,
So,
with that being said,
yeah.
man, I'm about to play the video, and then we're gonna get Danny to sing a song for us before we head out. All right, so I'm gonna play the video for you guys. We're gonna take a short commercial break. Hi, we got commercials on the podcast. Yeah, we do, guys. We got paid advertisement, man. Paid advertisement. Coming up on an hour and a half on the show, man. Or right around the hour. We're gonna play this one right here for Danny. He's a good friend of ours, and he's on the hot seat with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So give everybody a round of applause for Danny Noyola and his whole staff out there for making it possible to come on to the New Mexico Radio Talk Show. And then we're gonna get him to sing an a cappella song, all right? So let's put his vocals to the test right after this song. And it goes just a little bit of something like this, man. It goes like this. Yeah. Muévele, Chris Downs Productions, Danny Noyola.
Come on.
Awesome. Such a good video.
Muévele y zúmbale, zúmbale y muévele, y yo te esperaré en el baile, porque yo puedo bailar cumbia solito.
Hottest school right now, ladies and gentlemen. Danny Noyola, Muévele, de Corpus Christi, Texas.
Mi bailadora encantadora, muévele, muévele para allá, y zúmbale, zúmbale para acá. Muévele, muévele para allá, y zúmbale, zúmbale para acá. Cumbia, yeah. Muévele y zúmbale,
de Danny Noyola, man. Muévele, man. All the way to Corpus Christi, Texas. Requested, ladies and gentlemen. It's right here on Roku TV. Ladies and gentlemen, we got it on Roku TV. We got it right here on NewBestCoreaTalkShow.com. Hoy no más. Hoy no más.
I love it.
I love
so
it too,
fun.
man. I love that cumbia, Danny.
So much fun.
Oh, thank you. I love it too.
So who was all in the video? I know there was a lot of, you have a lot of family in there.
I know just about everybody in there, and you know we put it together like from almost like from one day to the next. That whole thing there at the First and 10 Sports Bar, my brother's sports bar, along with Rob De Luna. They're the co-owners, and I want to appreciate them and thank them for allowing us to do that. But Chris, he's got the magic touch. He did a tremendous job with it, and I just saw today that the Tejano, what is it, Tejano TV top 10 videos. It's already 3 weeks in a row that I'm right at number 4 again, and they just announced it right before we came on, and I haven't even been able to say thank you or anything like that. But
This is the time.
4 weeks in a row, it's been number four 3 weeks ago, last week, and now this week again. So I'm very appreciative and thankful to everybody who's supportive of Muévele, and then of course all the people that are promoting this and putting out the videos, and all the podcasters, all the program directors, the DJs, everybody, and of course family, relatives, friends. It's I'm on a natural high right now. Having fun.
That's what it's all about.
You throw yourself, te avientas.
I haven't heard that in a while.
Ay, ay, ay.
No es que no me
Well, Danny, I got your song on my top 10 and my top 20 countdown for the New Mexico Radio Talk Show. I got Jessica Sachs out there as well with her 2 new singles, and I got Gigi out there as well. So the link is out there, guys. It's on my Facebook, so be sure to. I've already done my vote, even though I got the thing behind the scenes that I can, people are like, "Oh, you're gonna rig it for somebody." I said, "No, I can't do that, man. I don't do that kind of stuff, man." It's up to the fans. It's up to the artists to go out there and share the link and get the people to vote for the countdown to be on every single week and be at the top of the charts. And but I already voted myself. I did it off my phone and my iPad. So I voted for Jessica Sachs and Gigi and Danny. So I did all kinds of votes. All right. So I have 3 devices, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm able to manage that. All right. So there's a counttout out there. It's
I
out
know.
there, man.
Let's get that man more devices.
I didn't get more, man. I even used my grandma's device también too. She don't even know how to use the Gmail. So I went bam to vote. So yeah, the link is out there, guys. The top 20 countdown, top 10 out there for you guys, man. And Danny, can you sing us a song?
Yeah, I can sing you a song. But we our discussion here and our interview and all that, I think has been so great, so awesome. I want to thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. But it was so great that we're almost going into it's like 9:45, and then we got my one song in. Okay, now it's the Mr. Candelaria. I want to say I want to come back on the show so that maybe we can play a lot of my songs. Okay.
Okay.
Because I know when I love to call into your show, because I'll tell you, hey, I'll type up something and say, can you play if it's possible? Can you play whatever song that is on my album, and before you know, boom, it's on. And so, man, I'm very thankful for that. But tonight, I think it was more about almost a yakety yak, right? Weedy weedy. But here it is, right here. Don't forget that it's out on all
Whoa, there
digital
it is.
platforms. I mean, Chris again. Chris Dominguez can do everything.
He says, Danny,
He is
tell
very
him
good.
what's
Yes.
coming
How
next.
awesome that is! Oh my goodness, just a masterpiece.
Nice.
Just a masterpiece.
Legit.
Danny, Chris said, he said, Danny, tell them what's coming next, amigo.
To tell y'all or not to tell y'all?
He said,
Tell us. Yeah.
he said to tell us.
I think he said not to tell y'all. No.
It says it right here in the
No, it
comment right
says
here.
Tell them what's coming next.
Oh, for me to say that? You want me to say that? Give
It'd
me a
be
hint, Chris.
exclusive right here.
What
You're
is
not ready to talk
sure?
show.
What is
I'm,
sure?
I'm,
That's
I'm,
even. I want to know even more
I'm
now.
stalling because I'm old and I forget things. I say, "Hey, give me a hint, Chris. What are you talking about? ¿Qué estás hablando, Chris?
Give him a hint,
What do
Chris.
you want me
Next
to tell
He
single.
y'all?
needs a hint.
Just go ahead and tell us, Chris. What do you want me to tell him? I don't know.
next
Your next single. Your
single.
next single.
Oh, my next single? Okay, yeah, oh yeah. Mira, uh, it's always a hard decision as to what you want to do next because Mueble has been so well received, and you want to keep the momentum going, right? And
Yeah.
so it's a decision. Like, man, I saw where Jessica and Chris, they were on the charts and all over with Baila Conmigo, and then it's still going strong in a lot of places. But then y'all come up with Dame
Dame tu amor.
tu amor. Oh my goodness! So see, it's a lot of it is about the timing, and this is my first rodeo. So I depend kind of on Hector and Chris and all that. But uh, I personally, right now, am thinking about a couple of songs that I might be like the next one that's going to come out. One is a great song that when you hear it, you want to dance. It's una ranchera. And just to think of, if there was only one song in the whole world, it would be about you. I'm talking to my wife, Alma. It would be about you.
Aw.
En español es la única canción. La única canción en todo el mundo. You know, and so that's going to be a great, great ranchera. I think it's going to be dynamite. But then Hector, being a native of Corpus Christi, and we all love Corpus Christi here. Uh, I wrote a song, Cumbia de Corpus Christi, and man, I love it,
Wow.
and it's got a cute little, oh man, it's awesome, and I think it's gonna be, I think it's gonna do very, very well, and I want to do a follow up video on both of those songs. The one with La Única Canción will be a ranchera, of course, and Chris is already, we're already formulating ideas as to how we're gonna do it, where we're gonna do it, and all that. But then the other one would be La La Única, I'm sorry, Cumbia de Corpus Christi, and we have the great uh, Corpus Christi right there by the bay, Sparkling City by the bay. We've got the Selena statue. We've got the we go down to the sand and take video. People dancing with margaritas in their hand or whatever. We still have. We're just throwing out ideas about Cumbia de Corpus Christi, and then also probably the next one's going to be La Única Canción, and then we want to follow up with some nice videos. So I guess that's what he wants.
I think whatever you put out, Mr. Noyola,
Of
is going to
course.
be well
For
received.
sure.
Porque
Absolutely.
tú, as an artist, as a person, caes bien, and you just have the sweetest attitude. And I mean, just that little move you made right now, it's so adorable.
Which one? Which one?
I mean, I think whatever you put out,
Which one?
like,
Which one? I can't see. I'm seeing you later here, so I can't see you like on real time. So what move did I make?
the move that you made right now with
I
your
don't know.
shoulders. when you were talking about the song, La Cumbia. Pretend
Oh,
you're
like
dancing La
that?
Cumbia. A ver.
Hey now, watch out, watch out.
I was flashing back in about acurrucarnos, snuggling. Anyway, God bless y'all a lot. But hey, you got to get me back on where we put a lot of those songs on, man. I want people to hear my songs. Hey,
You got it, man.
but I also want people to hear my songs. And hey, but I tell you what, this interview was dynamite. Thank you,
Oh.
DJ.
Well, we just hit, Danny. We just hit 845 views on the show today, man. We're a la máquina.
That good?
Nice. Congrats.
So
Oh, yeah,
that'll be
it
more.
grows. It always
Yep.
grows. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
But
that means you
Danny,
got to get me back, right?
yeah,
Well, we're
we
gonna
need to
play a
bring you
lot of
back,
music.
Danny. We'll bring you back, man. We'll bring you back, and I'm working on something for all the artists, man. I don't, I don't. It might be a Sunday. It might be during the week. It might be like a 2-3 hour show, something like that. I'm gonna get in touch with Danny myself. I'm gonna get in touch with Gigi and Jessica. I'm working on some artists coming onto the show and doing a live jam session on the show. Even getting Chris Doms on the show, doing a live jam session on the show as well. Everybody do like an hour, 30 minutes a show, a set, man. Do 3 songs, 4 songs, something like that, and then try to do that like every other week, man, and just try to bring in different guests on the
That's pretty
show and
cool.
do a little
Yeah,
jam session, man.
you mentioned about singing a song a cappella and all that. I'm gonna do that, but first I want to thank LBJ, the DJ here. He's my main man for the Day Noyola podcast show. His wife, Joanne, is the boss of course, the LBJ. My wife. We're Team Danny Noyola Show, and or Danny Noyola Show team. And I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. They're always there supporting me, and I appreciate them so much. All right, I'm gonna try to sing. I'm gonna try to sing. I'm gonna sing a little song that the title of the CD is Te Quise Yo, and I wrote it when Alma and I were 17. We were novios. We were sweethearts,
Hi.
and it was right around Hurricane Celia, and I worked at
Wow.
HEB, and going to and from HEB is where I wrote this song, and but then I wrote it, I sang it to her, and I sang it, just a few people knew about it, but I never did anything really with it until here just recently, and so I'm gonna sing a little bit of acapella on that one, if y'all don't mind.
Not at all.
Te quise yo y te quiero y seguiré queriéndote, queriendo, queriendo toda la vida. Al partirte, me partiste mi corazón en un montón de pedazos. Ay, qué fracasos, siempre contigo. Que yo. Oh, I forgot my own song.
That's okay. Jessica
I know.
forgot
I
the
thought
50 states. It's
let
good.
it go.
Whenever I make a mistake, come in with the 50 states. If I make a mistake, Jessica, come in with the 50 states.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm frozen.
Anyway, it's got a beautiful chorus, and when we play it, you're gonna hear it, and it's again, Hector Gutierrez Senior did a tremendous job with it. Thank you, Hector. Thank you so much. And if you have a chance, maybe play it or La Única Canción, and then maybe we can call it.
Exactly. No, I'll get it up there for you, Danny. Before we head out, Danny, is there anything you would like to say to everybody that tuned in, and any advice you would like to give before we head out? Anything you would like to say to your family, friends, and any shout outs you'd like to give before we head out, my friend?
Again, my big shout outs, of course, are to the inspiration of this CD, this album, the Kiseo, which is my wife. And just on June the 12th, we were married we celebrated our 50th wedding anniversary. Wow, 50 años. And
That's
Bodas de Oro. Did you hear the song?
No, no,
Bodas de Oro
no.
de
I
Juan
heard it,
Guerrero.
but está bien bonita. But one of the songs in there is named is entitled "Mírame en los ojos," and it talks about a medio siglo, which is half a century, which is 50 years. And I wrote it about a couple of years ago, in anticipation of when we would be having our golden wedding anniversary. And then at the very end,
Wow.
it ends with "Por los siglos de los siglos," which means for forever. And so when you have a chance, you listen to "Mírame en los ojos," and that's of all the songs, that's the one that kind of depicts our 50 years of being married. I got a little story for all of them, but I appreciate the questions, and man, I had so much fun. I hope that you all have to.
Oh
It
man,
was a
Danny,
blast.
we always have fun.
Yes,
Definitely.
thank you.
Once again, Danny Noyola, man, all the way from Corpus Christi, Texas, was on the New Mexico Radio Talk Show. I'm going to talk with the co-host right after this. Danny, God bless you. And we're going to close it out with the Kisa Yo right after I talk to the beautiful ladies. And thank you, Danny, for taking time. Thank you to LBJ out there out of Corpus Christi for helping getting you
Yes, sir.
on the airways with us on this beautiful interview, man. What about an hour and 15 minutes, something like that, man. I don't know how long we were on. I mean, it says an hour 47 minutes, but
Hey,
A little bit more.
everybody va a estar todos cansados y ya.
hey, I can't count.
Yeah, my back hurt.
I want to be like
Missed
Chris.
my
I wanna
dinner.
take a nap in between the
Past
shows.
an hour. I can't count past an hour, Danny.
Pero
I
acuérdate,
can't
la
count past
única
the hour,
canción is
man.
tremendous, and la cumbia de Corpus Christi, they're going to be, I think, awesome, and I think all of you are going to enjoy them. And Chris and I and Hector, we're going to get to work on them.
Well, once again, Danny, thank you for
Awesome.
your time. Thank you for hanging out with us. God bless you, to your family, your wife, everybody, all the production crew that works behind the scenes for Danny Noyola Productions. Big shout out to you guys, and we're looking forward to having you back on the show and continue the success in this musical career, and also continue the success on the Danny Noyola show. And I'll be looking forward to tuning into that show. And God bless you, Danny. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you, ladies.
Bye, Danny.
Good luck,
Bye-bye.
Danny.
Thank you. Same to y'all.
Wow,
Thank you.
ladies,
Thank you.
talented musician, right? Talented musician.
Very. Yes.
I mean, for him to be, when he said his age was 72 years old, he don't look like a 72-year-old. I mean, I always say my age on the show, but to be 72 years old and you're never too late and you're never too old to want to, do your musical career. You can start at any time,
And he's a great
and things
testament to
and things
that. That
happen. Things
it's
do
never
happen
too late.
in our lives, in our careers. You get married, you have kids, things happen, and it's always great that happens because you're going to put your kids first, right? And then once they do their thing and find out a career for them, you're going to go back into your career on what you wanted to do, whether if it's being a dentist, police officer, something in the crime field, or whatever you want to do. You know,
A singer that only released one song in
Right.
2021.
but here's my thing, ladies. Here's one of my best things of it all. You could put your mind to do whatever you want to do. I've had people say, "Oh, you can be a DJ." I've heard people tell me, "Oh, you can be a podcaster." Well, you know what? What really helped was getting that kind of discouragement from people, right? And getting the people saying stuff like that, right? And I was just a go-getter, so if I'm gonna help you, you're gonna help me. And I just continued, YouTube University, YouTube, a lot of stuff on YouTube. I mean, I have an accordion. I don't even know how to play it, but I've been learning it. I've been practicing it. YouTube helps out a lot, man. And then of course, if you're watching an accordion player, you're watching how he moves his fingers on the buttons, and and then you try to mimic it, or you just learn it, And but the best thing for me was to continue. It didn't matter of how bad, people would say bad things or this or that. I still continued to do what I love to do. So you can put your mind to it and do what you love to do, rather what anybody says, family, um, spouse, friends, and those are the worst critics right there. Here's your friends, because they see you succeeding, and they're at the bottom of the totem pole.
What then they're not really your friends,
Right.
are
Yeah.
they?
You don't know if they're your friends because they want to see what you're doing and then they take what you're doing, and and like I said, you just got to put your mind to it and go with the flow, man. To me, I see a lot of artists, go and come, and I mean things do happen. I mean, nobody's perfect. The man upstairs, that's the person that's perfect. I mean, like I said, everybody has their thing. They got family. It's not easy, and especially for the ones that have a 9 to 5 job and then got to go to the recording studio. Um, and there's no time for family. They're either recording or going to sleep to get up for work the next day. And then they repeat it every single day. And whether they have time for their family, their and not just their spouse, but their families. When do they have time? When they're focusing on their career. I mean, to me, you just gotta want it. And I mean, I see people get things handed to them. I'm like, damn, must be nice. But then I'm like, no, must not be nice because to me, I like to work for what I got. I mean, I am not the best DJ. I'm not the best podcaster. I don't have the best questions.
I'm gonna pause you right there. And when you say you've seen things handed to people, don't always assume. A lot of people assume that because my dad is Juan Guerrero, a pioneer of Tejano music, that
Exactly.
I have everything handed to me. No, no. I've been busting my A, busting it 24/7. Nadie me dio nada. And so, yes, there's some people que le dan todo, but no. And like you mentioned before, this industry is
It's
cutthroat,
tough,
you
right?
know, and it is. It
I
It's
mean, I'm
very
is.
sure.
spontaneous.
And then you gotta watch what you say to somebody because
También.
then they'll go repeat it, and you're like, "Ah, la máquina! I didn't know there was a parrot." It's crazy, man. You say something and then they go tell the other person that you said that. I'm like, "Ah, la máquina!" Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, and back to our artist that we were interviewing. I think he's just so
Yeah.
positive, and that's one thing that he's teaching us to stay positive, regardless of what happens. What did he say? There's always going to be problems. There's always going to be
Yeah.
trouble. There's always going to be the fork in the road, and you have to choose. But you got to stay positive and know that you're going to be okay, and just keep a positive light on
Right.
everything that you're doing. And so he's an inspiration to me, and that I think that's
Yes,
part of his
I
charm,
agree.
you know.
I agree. Well,
See.
he sets a good.
And by the way, now that I'm talking, I'm sorry, Jessica. Jessica Sachs and Jen, never met you. First time
Oh,
here. Love you, ladies. And I know I was teasing you a little bit, Jen, but I would really love. I mean, so many female artists right now. I can no handle. So many people. This
yeah.
is our
Well,
time. This is our.
Y'all are
If
well,
Jessica's
how
on
to do
there,
it. Yes.
get
It's
on
so
there.
funny because
Gotta come back, Jen.
I used to give myself a
Yeah.
deadline. I was like, well, I raised three daughters, not just by myself. I was married, had three, three girls, and then worked all the time. And so it was like, okay, if I don't do anything by the age of 30, if I don't do anything by the age of 35, and I just kept putting, a time frame on it.
exactly.
And so, and then when I did it a couple of years ago, and then I was like, okay, do I want to be like traveling and do I want to do this? And then I was doing real estate, and real estate was real, really good. And right now it's not really, really good. It's so slow at the market. So, but yeah, thank y'all for the boost. And I do have some songs, and Eric keeps
Yeah.
telling me, get back in the studio because we've got to finish a couple of songs that we had started. And so
That's good. That's good.
And there's room for everybody, and the more the merrier, and the more we're out there, and the more that we are seen, and I think it's very
Yeah.
important that
And
we
also,
do
when
that.
you do what you love for the love of it,
Exactly.
I think it opens doors automatically. Like you probably don't even see that far. You just want to put the music out. But I feel like when you do that, that's when the magic happens for sure.
Because it's something you love to do because like okay, like yeah, you signed up to work at a clinic, and you may be the receptionist, you may be the janitor, but it's a job, right? You're getting paid, 15 $16 an hour, whatever the case is, right? And you're making, a good paycheck, right? Every 2 weeks or every week or however they pay, right? And it's not something that you love, but it's something to support the family, something to support yourself. But when you're doing something that you love to do, which is music, for you ladies that love music, right? You're doing something you love, so you're never going to be late to the studio. You're never going to be late to the gig. But for work, it's another different story. And I want to vouch for that because working an 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 job, I was always 10, 15 minutes late. But going to go DJ somewhere, hey, I was an hour early or 30 minutes before, or on the podcast, I'm an hour before the show or 30 minutes before the show. But if it's working from 8 to 5, I was always late, man. And it's maybe and it's not because something you loved, but this is something that we all love to do, and we're going to be here on time. And but like going back real quick, ladies, I see every single day. I follow different group chats, man, and different little freaking Facebook chats and stuff like that. And I see so many young talent, upcoming artists, female and male artists, and I'm just like, wow, where are these people coming from? And then they record, and then they put out one song, they put out two songs, and then like you don't see from them no more, right? And I mean, I know that economic is getting expensive, for probably a Powerade Zeros, probably $4 or $5, a bag of chips, probably $3, but everything has gone up. And I understand the production of, you have to pay for the studio time, you got to pay for the graphic designer to put the artwork to it. All that comes in a little freaking package, right? And nobody understands that behind the scenes. They're like, well, how come we haven't seen so and so in forever? Well, do they not know how much it costs for production, the work of the music? I mean, it takes a lot of time and a lot of money. It's not cheap. Everybody's like, oh, it's easy to put a video or put an audio track out. No, that's not how it works. You got to, and especially if you want professional audio, you got to pay top dollar. I don't have a top podcast audio, but I mean, you got to have the best of the best. I don't have the best DJ software either, pero you gotta put out the best of the best. And it costs us a little bit to have the best of the best, and that's just the way I see things. Is you want to be the best, you got to put out the best. You can't put out cheap quality sound. And I think Chris and and Hector, all them guys out there, man, they've been in the business a long time with sound. They can understand what good sound quality is and bad sound quality is. And you ladies as artists, you can see that as well. You know what's a good sound quality, what's a bad sound quality. And but like I said, we're here on the podcast to bring out the new music, bring out new artists, and keep the onda going, man. I think we got Bianca Ruiz next on mañana. Ladies, before we head out, is there anything you'd like to say to the fans? I'm gonna start with Gigi, and then ladies, you can decide who's gonna go next. But anything you'd like to say to
Rock,
the
paper,
fans before we
scissors.
head out?
Well, thank you, Hen Dog. First, again, thank you for letting me invade your space on the Tuesdays and letting me steal your artist. This one I already had, so you stole it from me. But that's awesome. Thank you for that. I'm so glad to meet Jessica Sachs. Can't wait. I'm gonna look you up and see what you. I know I've seen your name, but I've been so busy that I'm not really sure. I'm gonna look you up. Jen, I want to find your song. What's the name of your song?
Yes.
Is it anywhere on any platform?
So it was, but it's not anymore. That's what I'm saying. I might have to get it back.
Okay.
It was on
All right. Oh darn. Okay. Well, anyway, so
check out.
self-serve right now. Friday, the re-release of Pero Eso No featuring David Lee Garza. The last recording I did with my dad will be out on Friday. Please, please, please share, stream, like, whatever, all the things you need to do them. Please listen to the song. I feel very blessed that I've got this going for me. I've got the podcast. Y'all are me podcast is Sue podcast. Jessica, y'all want to be on there and get interviewed? I'm stealing another guest. Be my guest. Jen, you got something going on? Be my guest. Look me up, Giras y Desveladas here on Facebook and message me. And it's Gigi La Chicana Guerrero on Facebook as well. And I do have it on YouTube and also on the Roku channel with Tejano TV. Saludos to Juan Mendoza and Laila Lisa. So yes, that's my thing for today. I'm just real excited about this song and a ver qué pasa. See where it goes from there. Thank you.
Yes.
Dale, rock,
Okay.
paper, scissors. Next.
Ready, Jen? Okay. I'll go ahead. Thank you, Henry, for having me on here. I appreciate it. I'm not a podcaster. Well, I don't have a show yet. Never say never, right? But it's been so much fun being on with you guys, and it was so good to meet all of you. All of you. It's been great. So thank you so much. And I want to say thank you to all the fans that are really enjoying Baila Conmigo and Dame Tu Amor. We've got more that we want to bring to the table, and I'm super excited for that. It's an honor to just be part of such a great community with the Tejano scene and everything. So I'm really, really happy, and I feel very blessed to be here with all of you.
And we're glad to have all you guys on here. Jen?
Thank you. Well, yes, it was an honor to be on here with all of you. It was real fun. I was so busy today. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to really be able to be on. And then I'm like, oh no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get there and I'm going to do it. So yes, and I loved meeting every one of you. I've looked both you, Gigi, and Jessica up right before I got here because I was like, I need to see who I'm going to be on here with. And I love the songs. They are great. I look forward to y'all's success. I have absolute no doubt at all that you guys are going to kill it. So, and I want to be here for it. So, and I do want y'all on my podcast or our podcast, Anika's and I's. So let's talk worthy is on all the streaming platforms, Spotify, YouTube. You can find out Audible, iHeartRadio, everything. So, and yes, I would love to get y'all on too as a guest. If we can,
That would be great.
Sometimes we'll travel, and if not, we can do it virtual, just like we're doing today. So, that yes, thank y'all for following. And if anybody wants to follow us, Talk Worthy, I hope y'all reach out to me on Facebook as well, Instagram. You can find us on TikTok and YouTube and all the above. But best of luck to you both, ladies.
Once again, that is our time, ladies and gentlemen. I do want to say thank you to Jessica Sachs, Jennifer, and Gigi Guerrero, man, for hanging out with us. And don't forget, man, we got an interview mañana con Bianca Ruiz, man. That's going to be an awesome interview tomorrow with Bianca Ruiz with her new hit single talking about that. And we might bring Gigi on Friday, man, to release a new single on the New Mexico Radio Talk Show. So I do want to say thank you. We're going to be setting up an interview with Jessica Sachs, Chris Doms. Are going to be coming to the New Mexico Radio Talk Show very soon. So stay tuned, guys. And we're going to close it out with this one. And it goes a little bit of something like this. God bless you guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with New Mexico Radio Talk Show. DJ Hen Dog, Jessica Sachs, Jen, and Gigi of the New Mexico Radio Talk Show.com.
Ay, qué fracasos, siempre contigo. No me olvido de tu sonrisa y tus besos sobre mi piel. Entre tus brazos me quedaría toda la noche hasta el amanecer. Te quise yo y te quiero y seguiré queriéndote, queriendo toda la vida. vida y tus besos sobre mi piel. Entre tus brazos me quedaría toda la noche hasta el amanecer. Te quise yo y te quiero y seguiré queriéndote, queriendo toda la vida. Toda la vida.